Continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
Since she was a child, Betty Anderson dreamed of living here in the Harrington house. And now she is living here as Rodney Harrington's wife. And the childhood dream is becoming a nightmare.
Would you bring the sugar, Christine?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Christine. Good morning, Betty.
Good morning, Mr. Harrington.
Good morning. What can I bring you, miss?
Mrs. Harrington, Christine.
Yes, sir. What can I bring you, Mrs. Harrington?
Oh, that's all right. I'll get
Oh,
it.
sit down, Betty. Christine will bring you what you want.
Just coffee and juice, please.
Well, that's not much of a breakfast.
I'm not very hungry.
Mrs. Harrington seems to be feeling a little better this morning.
That's good. Thank you.
That'll be all, Christine.
Yes, sir.
Sugar and cream?
No, thank you.
You'll have a lovely day for doing things.
Thank you. I mean, yes, it is.
It'll take time, Betty. We live rather formally. Mrs. Harrington likes it that way, but you'll get used to it.
I hope so. I want to, Mr. Harrington.
I know.
I don't want to change his life, Mr. Harrington. I never wanted to.
Marriage, a baby, those are changes, big ones.
You still think I should have taken your advice, don't you?
That's in the past, Betty. You didn't take it. That's the fact of the matter, and we're both going to live with it. Now, I've got to get down to the mill, if you'll excuse me. Oh, by the way, all the Harrington mothers had hearty appetites.
Did they?
I don't think Dr. Rossi would approve of that menu.
I'll see what I can do.
That's a good girl. I'll get it, Christine. Good morning, Bob.
I was on my way to the hospital. I thought I'd look in on Catherine again.
That's very kind of you.
How is she, Leslie?
She seemed to have had a pretty good night.
I'll go on up.
Bob, I wonder if you shouldn't take her down to Boston. Put her through the clinic. You know, with her father being there.
Oh, perhaps. We'll see what happens.
All right, you know best. Thanks for dropping by.
Of course, Leslie.
Who is it?
Good morning, Miss Katie.
Good morning, Dr. Robb. Come in, come in.
Well, you don't look like a sick girl. Not at all.
I'm bored with aches and pains.
Well, that's the first sign you're getting well. Your pulse is much better.
Now, I suppose you're going to put that awful contraption on my arm.
Well, if it bothers you, we let it pass this morning.
Let's. I like it when you humor me. Coffee, Robert?
Thanks. I'll get it.
Leslie hasn't touched his cup. You'd think by now Christine would stop putting it on my tray.
What's all that?
A guest list for the reception.
Couldn't the reception wait until you were feeling better?
It isn't exactly a reception, Robert. It's a statement.
Katie, dear, our kind of people, we don't have to make statements.
And the whole town knows why Rodney eloped.
I have a new prescription for you.
Robert, I wonder if she did go to Dr. Rossi. If she ever had reason to.
Katie.
Would you put it past the girl if it meant a chance to marry my son? To move into this house? You could find out.
Betty's Dr. Rossi's patient.
You're chief of staff of the hospital, and you're my friend. You've always been my friend. You brought Rodney into this world.
Katie, dear, even if what you imagined is true, it's a bit late to do anything.
No, it isn't. Not when the future of my son is at stake. I've a right to know, Robert.
Well, as you say, we've been friends for a long time.
Then you'll think about what I've said.
Yes, I'll think about it. But it seems very unlikely. Now, I want you to take one of these.
I know. One at every meal and one at bedtime.
You know me too well, Katie. It's the doctor supposed to know the patient.
Then you'll find out about that girl, Robert. I know you will.
There. I put all of Julie's things in a box for you.
Oh, thank you, Mary. How long is he going to be on the phone?
He's finished now.
Yes?
George Anderson would like to see you.
Send him in.
Thank you. Could I leave this here to pick it up a minute?
Sure.
Thank you. Hello, Les. How are you? Nice to see you. I just got last month's sales charge. You made a good showing, George.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you did.
I see you stole Marion from the production department.
Yes, Julie left so quickly, I haven't had time to find a replacement.
Julie's better off at home.
I know she is. Sit down, George.
Thank you. Les, about the other day, I lost my head.
That was then. This is now. I want to show you some swatches for the spring line.
Now, Les, I am not going to change my plans. I am going back into the insurance game.
Well, I wish you'd reconsider, George.
I've been thinking about it for quite a while. I went down to renew my license a couple of days ago.
No calls, please, Marion.
I'm buying out Amos Barkley. I'm going to take his office down to the old Chamber of Commerce building.
Sit down, George.
No, thanks, Les. I feel much too good to sit down.
George, you tried insurance before.
Yeah, I made mistakes. I started small. I plodded along.
Can I offer you some advice as a businessman?
You can offer it.
You're going to spread yourself too thin. Pay Mr. Barkley, rent, overhead.
I can handle it. Julie will be my secretary.
You just said she's better off at home.
I know what's best for Julie, believe me. Now, don't worry about me, Les. I've got a little money saved up.
All I'm saying, George, is don't try to start too big.
You started big.
Oh, you know better than that. The mill belongs to Catherine's family. I just made it pay.
You make everything pay. Yeah, whoever wrote that high school annual must have been some kind of an oracle. Leslie Harrington, most likely to succeed. George Anderson, most popular.
I also tied for something called Best Sense of Honor. Now I don't even remember who the other guy was.
Me.
Sure.
Sure. I guess we haven't tied for much of anything since then, have we, Les? After high school, I put on a uniform and you bought yourself a wardrobe of pinstripes.
I had a bad shoulder, George.
Oh, that's all right, Les. But I'll tell you something. That was the last time I really liked you. All the way, I mean. Now, I guess you just found yourself a better tailor. That's what happened, isn't it? Les, maybe I shouldn't be so honest with you, because I want to ask you something. When I open the agency, will you give me the mill account?
I've got a 3-year contract with Merit Man.
Come on, you can cancel that.
I'll do something better than that, George. You open the agency and stay with me, too. I'll trim the fat off your territory. You just service the big accounts.
Wouldn't work, Les.
Why not? Just for a little while, until the agency gets on solid ground.
That's very generous of you.
Generous? I can't afford to lose you.
You got other salesmen.
Not like you.
Not named George Anderson, isn't that what you mean?
George.
You still want to hold me down.
Look at this.
You look at it. After all that's happened, Betty, Julie, you still can't let go. Let go, Les. Let go.
playing hooky?
Not exactly. Mother's on a very important mission.
Top secret?
She's buying her new winter coat.
Without consulting you?
I think she can manage.
Well, I think you could help. Who knows, maybe you might
I
want...
don't need one.
I'd like to see you in something bright this winter.
I've never worn bright colors.
Well, maybe you should.
Yeah. Maybe I should. Something that will say from far off, Allison Mackenzie is coming.
Now, that's something that I would like to hear.
Oh, Uncle Matt.
You said it again.
Uncle Matt, would you mind the store for me, please? I thought you needed my expert opinion. I know. Who's minding the store? Uncle Matt's minding the store.
I see. You both thought I needed your expert opinion, huh?
Oh, Mother, this will never do. You're robbing some poor elderly lady who needs that coat to keep warm and inconspicuous.
It happens to be what they're wearing this season.
I want you to look like next season. No, sorry. You're sweet, but... no, just a little less tailored. Ah, now this is Constance Mackenzie. Mother, has Dr. Rossi ever been married? Allison! The girls at school were wondering. I like this one. Is that a blush on yonder cheek?
You're very fanciful today.
I feel like Juliet's nurse.
Juliet was 14. You trying to break the budget?
We can economize on something more trivial, like food. Do you like it?
Very much.
Then quick, before it melts.
Lovely coat, Constance. I hate to strike a blow for reality, but I better think about it.
Oh, Mother, stop thinking.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Rossi.
Shopping spree?
Just shopping, no spree.
My daughter's an impulse buyer.
Oh, good for you, Allison.
You better convince Mother of that.
And you better get back to school.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
About last night, I owe you a thank you.
What for?
Oh, for being so understanding.
Oh, I'm really not sure I understood.
What do you mean?
At a cottage. Were you uneasy there because a woman was murdered or because of me?
A little of each.
Well, the next time... there is going to be a next time, isn't there?
There will be.
Good night.